Economy of Russia. Economic history of the Russian Federation and taxation. In Russia, the Moscow International Business Center in Moscow. The city has one of the world's largest urban economies. Russia has a mixed economy with enormous natural resources, particularly oil and natural gas. It has the world's 11th largest economy by nominal GDP and the 6th largest by PPP. In 2017, the large service sector contributed to 62% of the total GDP, the industrial sector 32%, and the small agricultural sector roughly 5%. Needs update. Russia has a low unemployment rate of 4.1%. Russia's foreign exchange reserves are the world's 5th largest. It has a labor force of roughly 70 million, which is the world's 6th largest. Russia's large automotive industry ranks as the world's 10th largest by production. Russia is the world's 20th largest exporter and importer. The oil and gas sector accounted up to roughly 40% of Russia's federal budget revenues and up to 60% of its exports in 2019. In 2019, the Natural Resources and Environment Ministry estimated the value of natural resources to 60% of the country's GDP. Russia has one of the lowest external debts among major economies, although its inequality of household income and wealth is one of the highest among developed countries. Following the Russian invasion of Ukraine in 2022, the country has faced international sanctions and corporate boycotts in a move described as an all-out economic and financial war to isolate the Russian economy from the global financial system. The European Bank for Reconstruction and Development has estimated the damage done by the sanctions triggered the greatest supply shock since at least the early 1970s, and will retract Russia's economy by 10% in 2022. Some estimates have suggested the sanctions will cost the Russian economy 30 years of development and reduce the country's living standards for the next 5 years. Transport in Russia and energy. In Russia, the Trans-Siberian Railway is the longest railway line in the world, connecting Moscow to Vladivostok. Railway transport in Russia is mostly under the control of the state-run Russian railways. The total length of common-use railway tracks is the world's 3rd longest and exceeds 87,000 kilometers, 54,100 miles as of 2016. Russia has the world's 5th largest road network, with some 1,452,000 kilometers of roads, while its road density is among the world's lowest. Russia's inland waterways are the world's 2nd longest and total 102,000 kilometers, 63,380 miles. Its pipelines total some 251,800 kilometers, 156,461 miles, and are the world's 3rd longest among Russia's 1,218 airports. The busiest is Sheremetyevo International Airport in Moscow. Russia's largest port is the port of Novorossiysk in Krasnodar Krai along the Black Sea. Russia has been widely described as an energy superpower. It has the world's largest proven gas reserves, the 2nd largest coal reserves, the 8th largest oil reserves, and the largest oil shale reserves in Europe. Russia is also the world's leading natural gas exporter, the 2nd largest natural gas producer, and the 2nd largest oil producer and exporter. Russia is committed to the Paris Agreement after joining the pact formally in 2019. It is the world's 4th largest greenhouse gas emitter. Russia is the world's 4th largest electricity producer and the 9th largest renewable energy producer in 2019. It was also the world's first country to develop civilian nuclear power and to construct the world's first nuclear power plant. Russia was also the world's 4th largest nuclear energy producer in 2019 and was the fifth largest hydroelectric producer in 2021. Agriculture and fishery main articles. Agriculture in Russia and fishing industry. In Russia, Russia's agriculture sector contributes about 5% of the country's total GDP. Although the sector employs about 1/8 of the total labor force, it has the world's third largest cultivated area at 1,265,267 square kilometers, 488,522 square miles. However, due to the harshness of its environment, about 13.1% of its land is agricultural and only 7.4% of its land is arable. The main product of Russian farming has always been grain, which occupies considerably more than half of the cropland. Russia is, the world's largest exporter of wheat. Various analysts of climate change adaptation foresee large opportunities for Russian agriculture during the rest of the 21st century as arability increases in Siberia, which would lead to both internal and external migration to the region. More than 1/3 of the sown area is devoted to fodder crops, and the remaining farmland is devoted to industrial crops, vegetables, and fruits. 330, owing to its large coastline along 3 oceans and 12 marginal seas, Russia maintains the world's 6th largest fishing industry, capturing nearly 5 million tons of fish in 2018. It is home to the world's finest caviar, the beluga, and produces about 1/3 of all canned fish, and some 1/4 of the world's total fresh and frozen fish. Science and technology. In Russia, Mikhail Lomonosov, 1711-1765, polymath scientist, inventor, poet and artist. Russia spent about 1% of its GDP on research and development in 2019, with the world's 10th highest budget. It also ranked 10th worldwide in the number of scientific publications in 2020, with roughly 1.3 million papers. Since 1904, Nobel Prize were awarded to 26 Soviets and Russians in physics, chemistry, medicine, economy, literature, and peace. Russia ranked 45th in the Global Innovation Index in 2021. Mikhail Lomonosov proposed the conservation of mass in chemical reactions, discovered the atmosphere of Venus, and founded modern geology. Since the times of Nikolai Lobachevsky, who pioneered the non-Euclidean geometry, and Afnity Chebyshev, a prominent tutor, Russian mathematicians became among the world's most influential. Dmitry Mendeleev invented the periodic table, the main framework of modern chemistry. Sofia Kovalevskaya was a pioneer among women in mathematics in the 19th century. 9 Soviet and Russian mathematicians have been awarded with a Fields Medal. Grigory Perelman was offered the first ever Clay Millennium Prize Problems Award for his final proof of the Poincare conjecture in 2002, as well as the Fields Medal in 2006. Alexander Popov was among the inventors of radio, while Nikolai Vazov and Alexander Prokhorov were co-inventors of laser and maser. Zor Zalfarov contributed significantly to the creation of modern heterostructure physics and electronics. Oleg Lozev made crucial contributions in the field of semiconductor junctions and discovered light-emitting diodes. Vladimir Vernadsky is considered one of the founders of geochemistry, biogeochemistry, and radiology. Lym Metnikov is known for his groundbreaking research in immunology. Ivan Pavlov is known chiefly for his work in classical conditioning. Lev Landau made fundamental contributions to many areas of theoretical physics. Nikolai Vavilov was best known for having identified the centers of origin of cultivated plants. Trofim Lysenko was known mainly for Lysenkoism. Many famous Russian scientists and inventors were migrants. Igor Sikorsky was an aviation pioneer. Vladimir Zworykin was the inventor of the iconoscope and kinescope television systems. Fyodor Dostoevsky was the central figure in the field of evolutionary biology for his work in shaping the modern synthesis. George Gamow was one of the foremost advocates of the Big Bang theory. Many foreign scientists lived and worked in Russia for a long period, such as Leonard Euler and Alfred Nobel.